Hi, this is Brendan, and you're looking at Elastigirl from The Incredibles in Fallout 4. Now, this is one of my on the whim kind of mods. Just wanted to see what it would look like. Um, couldn't really do much of a CBE type of transformation or into a CBB shape. Um, not too much that's skilled in. Uh, oh, basically, you have to deflate the breasts, and you also have to uh, de-emphasize her big booty and stuff. Um, it is actually quite a lot of work, and I have not really good at the sculpting tools. It is possible, but yeah, we'll just have to see if someone makes a dead or alive mod, because that's more closer to a Fallout 4 type shape than this shape is. You may think otherwise because it looks like it fits, but when you compare it like model to model, then you know how much shaping that you actually have to physically do. But it perfectly captures what her shape is. So I just went, oh, we'll just keep it as her. Of course, I didn't make this model, and it was made by Scudbutt. Probably not the greatest kind of name, but okay. He does all of his animations in Maya, which is well, not helpful for me at this moment. Not because that I don't have Maya, is that I don't have a freaking clue what I'm doing in there at the moment. Neither do I have so much of a clue of 3D Max. So this is where I mostly had was playing around with it. This by Anne Friend. He kind of converted it into the Blender files. So I mostly work in Blender. So I do work in 3ds Max, but just for conversions and other little things. But that is probably the Premiere one. But I find things I can do a lot faster in Blender, and yeah, so kind of used this type of conversion. It also has, of course, the Violet, but I didn't do that one. But you were saying, well, that's more akin to a Fallout 4. Not really. She's a lot skinnier. So in this case, this one I'll be deflating, and this one I'll be inflating. So yeah, it is a lot more work than you would expect. But then, of course, you can also get it for Source Filmmaker, SFM, because it comes with all these things. Now, we'll see later. I couldn't replicate the legs completely. I don't know how they make them sheer like pantyhose and stuff. The colors there, it's right. I just don't know how to match that kind of sheen and shine and stuff. You'll see a little bit later anyway. But Zellandis is converted it for XPS. That one's a lot more. But well, compared to most other models I use, that's kind of what is out there. So that's more akin to what I can use. So depending on what you want to get into, you want to use the original or Blender, SFM, or XPS. It doesn't really matter. They all come from this one, of course. But yeah. And also, I borrowed the hair from Caressing Carrots. And of course, also the textures for her youthful type suit. So this one has also her in her Incredibles 2, and her original Elastigirl thingos, but the suit is actually a lot more. Yeah, it's slimmer. It's slimmer than your CBE. So, but not. I couldn't kind of convert this up because when you have a look at it, it looks great in this picture, but when you look up close, it kind of looks not as the picture. Not really going to go to it because this one is kind of the look closer towards the movie. Anyway, let's get back in game and have a look at it. Alright, so yeah, so as you can see, I've made the kind of the meshing a lot more smaller. Tried to fit the meshing the same as the Incredibles kind of thingos. So this top suit and this is all one texture and stuff, but the black, the yellow, and these red are separate. They're not really connected to the suit as such. So not sure if he built it in pieces and stuff. More than likely, but yeah. So eye patch just comes off, but her default face and what I've got her in doesn't look flattering, so it's actually better with her mask on. So yeah, we'll see, but yeah. So that's her in that one. So we'll have a look at her over here. We have her in her Incredibles outfit. Incredibles 2, as you can see, it's the grey colour. It's sort of sheeny, I think. As I say, I think. From a distance, yeah, it'll work. It works. Although what I really would like is more like of a pantyhose stuff, but no idea on how to achieve that at the moment. So it'll just have to be what it is. I also had to edit the Elastigirl texture. Somehow the logo model Fallout 4 has a fit with it. I have no idea what he's done with that logo. On the Incredibles one, it had no logo. It was basically just stuck onto the shirt. But in this one and her original one, well, not actually this one. This one I kind of made up from this one, but using those colours that referenced by Caressing Carrots. Yeah, so I think it only came with these two, and and I kind of retro made this one. It's kind of a mismatch with this one, but anyway. Yeah, so that logo that he put on there, yeah, it'll crash Fallout 4 every time. So I had to edit the texture and make it the same, similar towards Incredibles 1. So that is, yeah. And then we get her in her original one. Now these pink legs are just one color. They're not like a face. But when you're looking at this one, you don't really notice it because you've got all the shading that that Fallout 4 does. So it's all one color, but of course it looks kind of skin tone, which is good because it worked out well. Because this was a mismatch, and of course, Kristen Carrot's one was skin tone, but I couldn't do it because even though she comes with a normal skin, when I was doing it, it didn't seem to work right. So yeah, well, I chose it back to one simple thingo, and there it is. And then we got this hair. It looks a lot better in the picture. You're saying probably there's probably something missing onto it. There probably is something missing onto it. I don't know what I'm doing with it, but it is the best I could get it. Because I really didn't understand which textures and which went where. So I made an approximation, and yeah, hopefully I got it all right, but you never know. But I just want to see. So, and of course it's just Elastigirl 1, Elastigirl 2, and Elastigirl 3. So that's what you have to search for, and not for Mrs. Incredible or Helen Parts. It's just Elastigirl. Hopefully I spelled Elastigirl right. I think so. And yeah, so pretty much it's got the big booty. Probably doesn't stick out as far as you would think a big booty is, but Fallout 4 seems to manage it reasonably well. Fingers have a little bit issue, but oh well. It's one complete suit. There's no head model that you can stick on. Her neck is not really compatible, or not really, but I didn't make it as such. It's quite bigger, so kind of fits the costume. So this is just what you could say, proof of concept, because I saw these pictures, as you can see, well, there's pictures beforehand, but there's only one texture model for the suit, so I didn't know how they combined together, and I had to make my own. So it's not too bad when I made my own, but yeah, try to resemble as close as I could, and hopefully it worked out well. Looks alright to me. I was kind of thinking about with her eyebrows, not to add them in and stuff, but you know, humans have eyebrows, so I guess I got to put eyebrows in there. If you don't like them, of course you can go into Outfit Studio and delete them, and then resave the NIF file. because I made them separate, but I still added them in because, well, you know, people have eyebrows. Unless, of course, you shave them off, which kind of looks weird, unless you're Guile, but, yeah. And, of course, we got Elastigirl 3, which is probably the best of the kind of, the bunch, I reckon, because it's like that bright type of colour you could go for. The hair's probably big and blowing out the back, but I just scaled the hair up and fit it in, so as best I could. So little as much tampering to it, but yeah. So. Yes, as you can see, big booty, and up the top as well, but yeah. Proof of concept. So, much better than my previous one, which was a PS2 port, but yeah, which looked pretty all good, but Fallout 4 is not a PS2 port, so with these, they're not really HD models, but they do have lots of HD textures applied to it, so yeah. Well, these aren't completely like 4K textures and stuff, and they look alright. Anyway, that's about it. So I'll leave it there, and I will see you next time.
So baby, drive.